Hi, sister. Can you talk right now? There's something very important I want to tell you.
Oh, if it isn't Marissa. I'm currently doing work while on a bullet train. Could you wait until later when I'm not busy?
No. I'm afraid I can't wait. What's with that reaction anyways? You sound almost as if you didn't want to see me. Anyways, this is something very important that has something to do with the future of the company, so it can't wait.
What? The future of the company? But Marissa, have you forgotten that you have nothing to do with the company's business? Could you please not talk about the company's future, at least until after you find a job and stop doing nothing at home all day?
Huh? It's fine if I don't have a job because I'm training to become a housewife. Unlike you, whose only merit is that you're willing to work all day, every day, I have a skill called femininity. Besides, I'm about to get married soon, and I won't have to work after that, right? I mean, seriously, Ida, why do you work so much all the time? Just get married and become a housewife or something.
Not everyone shares the same values as you, Marissa. Some people find meaning in their jobs beyond just having to work to earn money. Wait, hold on. You had a boyfriend? And you're already going to get married to him? How come you never came to our parents' house to ask for their permission?
You'll find out why soon enough. And of course I have a boyfriend, because unlike you, I'm not an old hag who became so busy with work that she forgot how to be a woman.
Well, I'll agree that I am pretty busy with work, but what do you mean I forgot how to be a woman? I have a fiancé too, you know. If I start acting like a woman by your standards, then I'll soon be drowning in ribbons and lace and frills.
I mean, I was able to get married, but on the other side of the coin, you're not going to be able to get married anymore. Besides, are you sure that you have a fiancé?
Huh? What are you talking about?
What I'm trying to say is, me and Alberto are officially engaged now. That's what I wanted to tell you in the first place.
What? By Alberto, do you mean my fiancé Alberto?
Can you think of any other Alberto? I mean, of course I mean your fiancé Alberto.
Marissa, what in the world are you talking about? Are you trying to say that you stole my fiancé?
Yep, I'm being 100% serious right now. You see, the two of us are currently in a hotel together.
What? Now?
Yep, we've been going out for 3 months now. I'm impressed that you didn't notice a thing. It must be because all you think of all the time is that job of yours. Well, that's all I had to tell you. Make sure to cancel the wedding ceremony you had planned for next month, all right? Me and Alberto are going to plan our own wedding of our dreams from scratch.
Is that so? I'm going to ask Alberto himself about this later, but if this is true, you better get ready for what's about to come, because I promise you two aren't going to get off easy.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Tell Mom and Dad? You say that like you're actually a person of importance. But in reality, you're just a slave to the company, right? Anyways, I already am ready, if that's what you're worried about. Ready to find happiness with Alberto, that is. You're just a nuisance, Ida, so just give up and step out of our way, all right? Hi, Ida. Did you already ask Alberto about the two of us or something already? You see, he came crying to me, saying how you were so scary when you got mad at him. He said you looked like the devil himself. I made sure myself that he felt better after that, though. In fact, he's currently fast asleep next to me, looking like he doesn't have a care in the world.
Is that so? He's the one who did something to make me look like a devil, so it's his own fault. Besides, probably the only reason he was scared of me is because he felt ashamed about what he had done. I mean, it was only a month until we were supposed to have our wedding ceremony, after all.
Huh? What do you mean he was ashamed? I mean, it's only natural for two people who are in love to go to a hotel together where they won't be disturbed. And I already told you about our relationship, right? What's there to be ashamed of? This is all your fault, and you're just being delusional.
I'm trying to tell you that the two of you are being a bit too shameless about this. Never mind, you'll find out soon enough. I'm talking about canceling the marriage with Alberto, so do whatever you want with him because I don't care anymore.
What? Really? Yes! Now Alberto is all mine. Thanks for stepping out of the way, sister. Finally, you understand that I'm just a better woman than you. Just go back to your work or something so you can forget all about this.
I will, but I'm going to make you two pay me an alimony, all right?
What?
Yes, not just Alberto, but you too.
What? You're going to make me pay one too? What for?
For stealing my fiancé? He wasn't just my boyfriend, Marissa. We were engaged. So that means I have the legal right to ask you two to pay me an alimony. What, did you think that I wouldn't be able to ask you for an alimony because the fiancé you stole was your sister's or something? Too bad, but that's not the case.
You've got to be kidding me, right? But isn't making your own family pay you an alimony a bit too evil?
No, I'm not kidding. And what I'm doing to you is a lot less evil than what you did to me. Seriously, do you not even feel slightly guilty for stealing my fiancé? Oh, and I'll tell you this in advance. It's no use trying to rely on Mom and Dad for help. They're extremely mad about what you did right now. They even said that they regret spoiling you until now and that they're going to make you leave their house.
What? Why? But I thought that Mom and Dad were my allies. I'm so much cuter than you. Why would they side with you?
There's no way they would side with you when you just stole my fiancé. Oh, and by the way, I'm not going to go easy on you just because you don't have any money and don't even have a job. There's nothing stopping you from getting a job if you want to, so you better find one soon. Otherwise, you're going to have to take out a loan to pay my alimony. By the way, nothing about you is cute, Marissa. Only idiotic guys think that.
What did you just say to me? You're just jealous that I was always more popular with guys than you were, aren't you? Also, there's no reason for me to work. I'm not going to become a slave to a company like you.
Yes, there is, actually. I'm going to make you pay at least the average amount. I don't know for sure, but that's at least 20,000 euros.
You're so scary, Ida. Wow, so this is how ugly women behave when they're mad? Looks like you're the one who's an idiot. I don't need to find a job to pay your alimony after all. Too bad for you, I guess.
Yes, I heard that you made Alberto pay for both your alimonies. And I even heard that you moved into Alberto's apartment after Mom and Dad kicked you out.
Yep, the two of us are currently living together.
Jesus, this is proof that you completely don't understand the position you're currently in. I wouldn't be so happy about this situation if I were you.
Are you just being jealous now because he threw you away to be with me instead? Come on, Ida, it's unbefitting of someone so serious as you. Still, it's pretty funny, though I don't mind.
Seriously? Whatever. I don't care anymore what happens to you. To be honest, I'm impressed at how dumb you are and how narrow your view of the world is.
Huh? What in the world even is that? What does my view of the world have anything to do with this?
I mean, you haven't even noticed yet that you're slowly but surely being pushed towards the edge of a cliff?
What? But you're the one who's being pushed towards the edge of a cliff, aren't you? I mean, you're already 30, but you just got your fiancé stolen from you a month before you were supposed to get married? Really, I pity you so much. Good luck on getting married before you're 40, because I heard that you can't have children after that. I don't think that's going to be easy, though, now that you're in your 30s and have already been divorced once. Maybe if you were pretty like me, you would have had a chance.
Yeah, say whatever you want. You're just making a fool of yourself. I decided that I'm not going to tell you what's about to happen.
What are you even talking about? You're the one who looks like a fool, Ida.
I can kind of guess by your personality just what kind of misunderstanding you're currently making, but you'll find out on your own if you just talk to Alberto himself. Please, Marissa, could you at least try to not be so dumb and just talk to Alberto? It's honestly making my head hurt talking to you like this.
You're just crying sour grapes. Besides, if Dad's going to marry Alberto, the next CEO of the company, to one of his daughters, then it should be me and not you, right? I mean, I am younger and more attractive than you.
I see. So that's what you were after. I knew it. You did always talk about how you were going to just marry someone rich when I told you to get a job.
Yes, I want to become a wife of a CEO. You see, whenever I look at you and how you always just work all the time, I think to myself, wow, I hope I never have to become a slave of a company like that. Getting a job is defeat for a woman. So don't you think that becoming a wife of a CEO is the smartest path to take?
Just talk to Alberto for me, will you? You'll understand well then just how idiotic these thoughts of yours are right now.
Yeah, you're just saying that because you're jealous Alberto chose me over you. I don't blame him, though. I'm better than you in every way imaginable, after all. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. You see, the two of us are going to be hosting our wedding ceremony in half a year. I'm going to make you come no matter what. You made me pay an alimony of 20,000 euros, right? Too bad, because now I'm going to make you pay 40,000 euros as a wedding gift.
Jesus, talking to you really is pointless, it looks like. I'm not going to your wedding, and I'm definitely not going to give you any money.
Hi, sister. Do you know what day it is today? Today is me and Alberto's wedding. Today is the day that will symbolize the start of my new life of only happiness with him. At the end of the day, you replied saying that you wouldn't come to all of my invitations, but Mom and Dad are going to come, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Yep, this proves it. They'd rather have a cute daughter like me than a woman like you who's just a slave to her company.
You shouldn't get your hopes up regarding Dad. The only reason he came was to make sure that you wouldn't cause any more trouble than you already have. He's embarrassed just being there, you know. Mom, too. The only reason she came was because she wanted to get a last look at my failure of a daughter before I cut ties with her, she said.
Huh? You're seriously still crying sour grapes? I mean, I'm about to become the CEO's wife, so I think it would be in your best interest not to defy me too much, you know.
It must mean that you still haven't had a proper talk with Alberto if you can still say something like that. Seriously, it's been half a year, Marissa.
We don't need to talk. We can communicate without using words, you know. It's something that only couples that are truly in love can do, but I guess you didn't know that. Ida, half of the seats in the wedding venue are empty. They all canceled at the last minute.
Oh, is that so?
Not only that, but when I told Dad that this behavior was too disrespectful when it's the next CEO and his fiancée that's about to get married, he said that Alberto wasn't going to be the next CEO. What in the world is the meaning of this?
What? You're seriously only asking me that now?
What do you mean I'm only asking you this now? I mean, Dad sent you to marry Alberto in the first place because he was going to be the next CEO, right?
Did Alberto not tell you anything about it?
Huh? But it's so obvious. There was no need to ask him about it. I mean, the only children Dad has is me and you. Which means that he would have to send one of us to go and marry the next CEO of the company, right?
But I'm going to be the next CEO of Dad's company.
What? You're going to be the CEO?
Yes. It's been decided for quite some time now that I was going to be the next CEO. The marriage between me and Alberto was nothing as complicated as an arranged marriage for the company's interest or something. We were just co-employees that fell in love with each other.
What? Then does that mean that Alberto's position in the company is...
He's just a regular employee.
A regular employee?
Well, he used to be the head of the marketing department, but the company found out about how he was cheating on me and going on dates with you and saw that as a problem. And so he was demoted and his salary lowered.
Huh? What's so wrong about going on dates with me?
To put it simply, so that even you would understand, he was punished for not coming to work and going on dates with you instead.
What?
Not only that, but apparently he used the company cars on these dates of yours to go to hotels or something. He was barely not fired from the company entirely, but it's true that he was a hair's breadth away from it.
He was almost fired?
Yep, his salary is much lower than it was before, and he's probably not going to be promoted in the future either. Half of this is your fault, and you should realize that.
But... Ida! I asked Alberto to show me his bank account and only €5 were in it. Why is it so little? But I won't be able to buy the newest brand bags with this money.
Do you seriously not understand yet, Marissa?
Huh?
First, Alberto paid for both the alimony I asked from you and from him. Next, you moved into his apartment since you were kicked out of our parents' house. Not only that, but you're unemployed and have no intention of getting a job since you believe that working is defeat, yet you love spending money and have zero experience saving any money of your own. He now has to pay for 2 people instead of 1 ever since you started living with him. And his salary is not even 1/3 of what it once was since the company found out about what he was doing. Oh, and that wedding ceremony of yours was pretty expensive as well, right? But you couldn't even gather a considerable amount of money from wedding gifts since most of the people you invited ended up canceling at the last minute. Based on my calculations, you made Alberto use roughly €100,000 in just these 6 months, didn't you?
€100,000?
I heard from Alberto before that he had about €100,000 in savings, but looks like he's spent almost all of that now. Only €5 were left, right?
This can't be happening. But this is completely opposite of what I expected. I thought I would be able to live a fabulous life as the wife of a CEO, never having to work a day in my life. I can't turn back now as well since we already turned in the marriage papers. What should I do about this, Ida?
Do you seriously not understand yet, Marissa?
What?
It's clear what you need to do. You need to get a job and work as well. You see, everyone in society has to, in general, work to make a living. You were screwed the moment you started thinking that working is defeat. If only the world worked differently, then maybe you would have gotten what you wanted. So if you don't want to join the dredges of society, because you're going to at this rate, go and get a job.
Why do you have to say things like that to me? You're so mean, Ida.
Not long after that, Alberto voluntarily resigned from his job. It looks like it was too difficult for him working at a place where his former fiancée and now also sister-in-law were going to be the next CEO. Apparently, he brought Marissa with him and moved to his hometown. I heard that he plans on getting a new job at a factory that produces dried foods owned by a relative of his. Marissa, who loved everything about the city and how everything was so busy and shiny, will probably find this new life in the countryside of hers difficult and boring. But since she could no longer rely on our parents, she had no choice but to go with Alberto. But it seems that her mother-in-law was quite the character. Apparently her conditions of letting the 2 of them live in Alberto's parents' house was that they would have to live with Alberto's parents, and she would manage everything related to their finances, including their salaries. My sister left the city shaking from fear, and it looks like this marriage of hers is going to be difficult in a lot of ways.
Hi, sister. It's been 3 years, right? I went to our old house and some complete strangers were living there. That means that you've moved, right? Could you tell me where the 3 of you are right now? You still live with mom and dad, don't you? Because knowing you, you're still single.
Huh? Is this Flavia? You've got some nerve just asking me something like that after all these years.
Huh? I get the feeling that you're not happy to see me for some reason.
Of course I'm not happy to see you. What in the world made you think that I would be happy to see you?
What? Why? I mean, I am your sister, after all. I know we had some disagreements in the past, but isn't family always supposed to be there for each other?
Not when that family is you. I mean, it's only been 3 years since you stole my fiancé Leonardo from me. You haven't contacted me ever since the 2 of you just disappeared. What makes you think that you can just greet me like an old friend?
But I'm already broken up with Leonardo, so none of that matters anymore, doesn't it? Come on, Rosina. The past is the past.
Huh? You broke up with him, but I remember how you told me that he was the perfect guy for you and you've been waiting for someone like him all your life.
Yeah, I only felt like that while he was still your boyfriend or fiance or whatever. I mean, I realized soon after that I ran away with him that there was a limit to relationships like that. Running away means that you have to throw away everything from your past life, right? Which means that Leonardo had to quit his job at the mega company he used to work at. It was such a shame because he did actually earn quite a lot of money, which is one of the main reasons I stole him from you in the first place. I realized that after running away, Leonardo was just some unemployed man. I should have thought of it sooner. We found it difficult to find jobs in the new town we moved to, and once we did find a job, it was at a tiny company that only gave us an average salary. The two of us didn't have any money, and for obvious reasons, we found it difficult to return to our hometown. That went on for about a year, and by then the love between us was just gone, and we were kind of just living together because we had to. That in turn went on until the third year, but I finally decided to break up with him recently, and now I'm free.
I see. And so you thought you could just return to our house? Don't you think that's a bit too convenient for you? Just because you broke up with him doesn't change the fact that you stole him from me 3 years ago, you know.
What? That's called holding a grudge, Rosina. I mean, I'm sure Mom and Dad at least will be happy to see that their daughter has returned after 3 years.
But they said that they didn't want a child that would steal her sister's fiancé from her. They don't want to have anything to do with you more than I do.
Huh? That's so mean of them, but I'm their cute little daughter.
Nothing about you is cute, Flavia. And besides, you're the one who was mean to me by stealing my fiancé, Flavia. You said that you went to our old house, but one of the reasons that we moved was so that we could officially cut ties with you and so you would never be able to find us again.
Jesus, Rosina, I already apologized for stealing Leonardo from you, didn't I? It couldn't have been helped since at the time I really did love him, you know? Come on, just tell me your new address so we can live together as sisters again. Don't you think that would be fun?
I already told you we moved so that you wouldn't be able to find us anymore. We don't want to have anything to do with you. There's no way I'm telling you our new address because living with you again would be the opposite of what I consider fun.
If that's the case, then why am I able to text you like this? If you guys really did cut ties with me, then shouldn't you have blocked my account and changed your phone number?
Yep, you're right. The only reason I hadn't blocked you until now is because we hadn't officially told you yet that we were cutting ties with you. But I guess I already did that, so I'm going to block you now. Thanks for reminding me.
What?
I was waiting for this day to come, you know. Now we can officially cut ties with you. Goodbye.
Hold on. I haven't even gotten to my main point yet. There's something really important I want to ask you.
Bye.
Sister, I changed my WhatsApp ID so I could be able to contact you, and there's something I need to tell you.
What? Is this Flavia?
Yep. Seriously, Rosina, you're so mean blocking your cute little sister like that. But there were so many questions I wanted to ask you after that.
I already told you that we cut ties with you, right? I don't care about whatever it is you want to tell me.
Are you sure about that?
It doesn't matter whether you changed your WhatsApp ID or not. The fact that we cut ties with you hasn't changed. I'm going to block you again.
Hold on. I wouldn't do that if I were you, because I know where you live now.
What? How did you...
Wow, I'm impressed, Rosina. You're living in such a nice location. As your apology for blocking me, you're going to let me live in that penthouse of yours from now on.
What in the world are you talking about? To be honest, it's going to be a real bother if you really did find out where I live, but I'm not going to let you live here.
Why not?
Because I'm not the owner of this apartment. My boyfriend is.
You're so clueless as usual, Rosina. What I'm trying to tell you is, I stole your boyfriend again, so I'm going to be living with him in that high-rise condo of yours from now on. You seriously don't get that?
What?
Oh, that reminds me. Leonardo wants to get back together with you, apparently. I give you Leonardo in return for your current boyfriend, so Why don't we just get along as sisters from now on? That's a fair trade, don't you think? This solves everything. I'm so glad everything turned out well in the end.
There is no way I'm getting back together with Leonardo. Even if he did appear before me for some reason, then I'm going to hand him straight to his parents who paid the alimony I asked of him for him.
Oh my God, you're such a scary woman, Rosina. But he really did regret leaving you in the first place and sincerely wanted to get back together with you. He told me to tell you that he was sorry for what he did.
No, thanks. I'm not willing to give someone like that a second chance. Our marriage being canceled was his fault as much as it was yours. Besides, my current boyfriend is someone who knows everything about my past and still accepted me despite that. There's no way he would betray me and go out with you, the source of all my problems, instead.
Is that so? Then that must mean that I'm so attractive he wants me for his girlfriend instead, despite knowing everything about our past. I'm sorry for stealing your boyfriend again, Rosina. Don't get mad, all right? I'm such an evil woman.
But my boyfriend is currently sitting next to me.
Huh?
He says that he doesn't know anyone like you. He's neither met you or exchanged contact information with you ever before, he says. How did you have a relationship with him then?
What? Rosina, stop lying because it's so obvious that you are. Your face is enough of a joke as it is, so just stop it.
All right, then how do you know that I'm lying?
I mean, I'm with your boyfriend right now, so I know that he isn't sitting next to you, as you say.
Are you sure that's not someone else? Someone you thought was my boyfriend and stole from me?
No way.
All right, then tell me his name if you're so sure.
What? Are you an idiot, Rosina? He's your boyfriend. Why do you need me to say his name for you?
You're the one who's going to call me an idiot when you haven't even noticed that we're not going to get anywhere until you tell me his name? I'm trying to make sure that you have the wrong person here.
You're the only one who thinks that's happening, so don't worry.
Just tell me his name already. Based on your answer, I might leave this high-rise condo by tomorrow.
What? You'll leave if I tell you his name?
Only if he's really the person I'm currently living with.
You see? His name is Julian.
Julian?
All right, I told you his name. So time to make good on your part of the deal. Hurry up and leave that high-rise condo, all right? Rosina, what happened to you upholding your part of the deal? You said that you would leave if I told you your boyfriend's name, right? I have no idea what you would gain from that, but it's none of my business, I guess. I mean, I get it. Living in a high-rise condo like that must be extremely luxurious, so you don't want to leave, right? But you're my older sister, right? Don't you think it would set a bad example for me if you broke your promises like this? Mom and Dad would be disappointed in you if they saw you like this.
But I am upholding my part of the deal. I said I would leave if the name of the person you were going out with was really my boyfriend, right?
What?
Are you an idiot?
Shut up! Stop talking and just leave that high-rise condo already. I'm going to live in the penthouse on the highest floor with Julian from now on. I've already prepared to move, but you won't move out, so I can't move in yet.
But my boyfriend's name isn't Julian, so I'm not going to leave.
Huh? What even is that? You know, you should really stop trying to buy yourself time and just leave already. Do you seriously think I'd believe that? I mean, it's obvious that you came up with that lie right now.
Fine, I'll ask you one more question. This high-rise condo you're telling me to move out of, where is it?
Huh? You're asking me one of those stupid questions again. Seriously, are you just trying to annoy me or something? You really don't know when to give up, don't you?
You're talking about our tower near our station, right? And the room you want to move into is room 5001 on the top floor? I couldn't bother to talk with you any longer, so I gave you the answers. But is this the room that you've been wanting to move into?
Huh? What are you even trying to do? I mean, you're the one who's living there with Julian, so of course you know where it is. And I already know that as well because I went around asking everyone for your new address, even asking friends of yours. I gave it my all to find out where you live, so there's no way I'm mistaken.
I see. So that's how you found out? By using distant relationships?
Impressive, right? I even went to the high-rise condo myself once and entered by mingling among the people who live there. Oh, it was so luxurious. On top of being able to live in a place like that, you're living with Julian, who's rich and handsome, right? That's so unfair. I was always prettier than you, but for some reason, people always treated you better, even Mom and Dad. I'm not going to let you cheat me again, though. Give me that life of yours.
I understand now. You must have received old information, which is why you've made this mistake.
What do you mean I've made a mistake?
You see, we sold room 5001 half a year ago.
What? You sold it?
It's true that he was the owner of that room before that, but he had to move to the countryside since now he's relocated at work. Thankfully, a branch office of the company I work at was also located there, and we've been going out on the basis of eventually getting married, so I decided to move there with him. There was a used room in a high-rise condo in this new town we were going to move into, so we sold room 5001 of our tower and bought this one instead. We've been living together ever since.
Then who's Julian?
I'm pretty sure he's the new owner of room 5001.
Oh, I see. To be honest, I'm not surprised he wasn't actually your boyfriend, but I guess this is fine as well. It doesn't change the fact that he's still my boyfriend, and a rich and handsome one at that. I'll need to come up with another plan of kicking out his current girlfriend he's living with in room 5001, but it can't be helped, I guess.
But I heard that his girlfriend was the owner of room 5001.
What?
Which means that he's the one who's going to be kicked out of that high-rise condo, not his girlfriend. By the way, I heard that the company Julian used to work at went bankrupt, and he's currently unemployed and looking for a job.
He's unemployed? Are you being serious right now? Are you sure this isn't one of your lies again?
Don't worry, you'll find out the truth for yourself soon enough.
Huh? What's going to happen soon enough?
You see, Julian's girlfriend, well, his fiancée to be exact, runs her own company. She's acquainted with my boyfriend through work, and I've met her myself before. To be honest, you're an embarrassment to our family, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. But I told Julian's fiancé about the relationship you two have been having behind her back.
What? Hold on, you can't just do something like that.
I hope you understand that this was the best course of action for me to put a stop to your selfish actions. Have you forgotten that you still haven't paid me that alimony I asked of you when you stole Leonardo from me? I'm not just going to let you go without paying it now that I've caught you.
Huh?
By the way, it looks like Julian's fiancé snuck a GPS on Julian 2 days earlier. Apparently you two are currently in your apartment making love since last night?
What?
She says that she's already surrounded you and you can't escape.
What do you mean she's surrounded me? Just who is this fiancé of Julian's?
It doesn't matter who she is to you anymore. I'll just say that you better get ready for what's about to come. After this, Julian's fiancé barged into Flavia's apartment. Apparently, Julian's parents were also with her, and the place where Julian cheated on his fiancée turned into the stage of a huge scolding festival that went on until the sun rose on the next day. By the way, my parents had already moved to an apartment for elderly people, and they told me to make my sister take full responsibility for the situation. It seems that during all of this, Rosina tried running away to Leonardo, my former fiancé whom she stole from me. But it seems that Julian's fiancé had expected even this and was able to capture her almost immediately. I also told Leonardo's parents about what happened, and about how Leonardo no longer had a place to live after this incident. Anyways, my sister was recaptured and she was thrown into some office by Julian's fiancé, who had an extensive network of connections. It seems that she's forced to use almost all of her salary to pay off the alimony she needs to pay Julian's fiancé, and is on the verge of collapse, having to live a life of extreme poverty.
Faye, are you already on your way over to my new house?
Hello, Anderson. And yeah, I should be arriving there in a few more minutes. Did something happen that I should know about?
While I was on my way back home today, an emergency case opened up. I was able to get the most of the preliminary work done, but there's still a bit to go now, so I'm not in a place to make it back home anytime soon. In other words, I don't think I'll be home in time to see you today.
Oh, is that so?
I'm sorry about this, especially since you're coming all the way out here to see our new place.
Don't worry about it. You are a doctor after all, and in your line of work, you pretty much have to be ready for anything to happen at the hospital and be there for it. I'm guessing that Natasha is home right now, right?
She is. I told her a little bit ago about how I'm going to be coming home a little late today.
Then I'll just stop by the house to give her the gift I planned on giving you both, and then I'll head on home. I'd feel bad staying over longer without you home, since Natasha and I aren't super close yet.
Oh? You planned on bringing us a gift as well, then? That's really sweet of you.
I actually got a request from Natasha a little while back for an all-electric bike. She told me that you always use the car to go to work and whatnot, so she needed something to get herself around town.
You're telling me that Natasha requested something like that, then? I'm surprised to hear that she asked for you to get her something like that, though.
Well, where the both of you are living now, there are a lot of hills and such that are hard to walk up and down when going to and from home. Anyway, I'm already close to your house, so I'll just drop it off with her and then be on my way.
If you say so. Well, thank you. And tell your husband I say thanks as well for the gift.
No worries.
I have to get back to work now, okay?
Good luck today.
All right, thank you, Faye.
Natasha, good afternoon. Right now I'm outside in front of your brand new house.
Huh? You came all the way out here?
That's right. Right now I have something to hand off to you. You are home now, right? Because I had rang the doorbell a few times already, but you didn't come to answer the door, so I decided I needed to text you that I'm here.
Well, I am home right now. Did you not hear anything from your older brother about today?
I heard from him that there was an emergency at the hospital that he had to go back for and that he wouldn't be home until later tonight. But when he told me that, I was already on the road to here. And so I thought it'd be all right to just swing by and drop off this gift I have for you. I'm sorry if I'm getting in the way of your time, but if you don't mind, can you come to the front door and get this gift?
I'm sure you can already understand by just looking at the size of this house, but I'm all the way at the back of the house right now, and coming all the way to the front door is a bit of a pain.
I am here with the gift to celebrate you guys in your new place, so if you don't mind just coming to grab it from me.
Then can you just leave it next to the front door for me? What? It's not like whatever you've brought me is going to spoil in the next hour or two, right?
Well, you are right about that, but...
Oh, perhaps you actually wanted to come inside the house?
No, I don't have to come inside or anything like that.
Well, listen, I don't really want to be showing everyone the inside of this massive house right now. I can understand anyone wanting to get a look at what the inside of the place is like, but I really only want people coming in while my husband is around to watch them. But if you really, really do want to come inside and have a look around at the inside of this modern and exciting house, then you'll have to pay me a $10,000 entrance fee. A $10,000 entrance fee? You shouldn't be surprised by that amount, though, right? Your brother is a doctor, after all, and to us, $10,000 is like chump change that we can pay at any moment to get where we please.
What are you talking about right now?
If you're not going to be able to pay that, then go home.
I only came here today to hand you guys a gift to celebrate you both getting this new house. But for some reason, I'm having a hard time understanding why you're being so stubborn about coming to grab it from me.
In other words, if you want to come into this house with your brother and I and live here, you have to be able to afford the life we both live. So that's why I'm asking you to pay me that $10,000 to get in here. It's a test. This house has that kind of luxurious feel to it that it requires people to pay up to be within it. Now, if that price is going to be too much for you, then you need to leave.
Understood. I'm going home now.
And I'll make sure to take that gift from you. I'm sure that the gift itself isn't that big of a deal, but I'd at least like you to open up the door and place it in the entrance.
this gift isn't as small as you might think it is, so I'm going to leave it in front of the door.
And then get lost, you moneyless loser.
What I was able to get for your guys' gift is something that you had requested, and it's pretty expensive as well, so make sure to come out and get it soon before someone tries to steal it.
Huh?
I'm going now.
Faye? I'm sorry about today.
No worries. It's all good.
Also, thank you for bringing that electric bike over for Natasha. Just a second ago, I took it for a test ride around the block on all those hills, and man, is this bike so much better than having to walk up those hills.
Well, I'm just glad the thing works for you guys, and is very convenient.
Also, one other thing I wanted to mention. I saw that you didn't even come inside the house today to drop off the gift, right? That's what I assumed, considering the bike was sitting outside the front door when I got home.
Huh? Well, it seemed that today Natasha didn't have time to come to the front door to get the gift from me. That's what she told me anyway when we texted earlier. So I just told her that I'd leave it out front on the porch so that she could grab it when she had time while I went back home. And that was all.
Is that right? I was looking in the fridge earlier and noticed that my favorite juice and my leftover cake had gone missing, and I assumed you had eaten them. Also, there is this smell coming from the living room. It's like the smell of cigarettes or something.
Well, I was never able to come into the house, so I wasn't there to eat or drink anything, and you know I don't smoke. Not even my husband smokes, so I'm not sure who did that.
You are right about that. All right then.
Listen, Anderson, I feel that this has something to do with what was going on within your house today, and my husband would really like to talk with you about it.
Huh? Lance has something he wants to talk with me about?
He said that he'd like to talk with you when Natasha is not around.
All right. Tomorrow I'm going to be off duty, and Natasha is going to be out of the house with some of her friends in the morning. I won't be home until later that evening. So if he comes over sometime in the middle of the day, it should just be me here.
Lance is telling me that that time works for him as well.
Then how about we do lunch while he talks with me about whatever he has to say?
Is it all right if I come along as well?
I don't care.
Then the two of us will start heading over tomorrow and be there around noon.
Okay. Faye, thank you so much for the other day. And tell Lance that I say thanks as well for coming over here.
No. You don't have to be thankful for anything. I'm sorry that Lance had to give all that information to you straight then. You only just started to live in that new house of yours, so it must hurt to hear about all of this.
Well, it's a lot better to know about this sort of stuff instead of continuing to live in the dark. And to tell you the truth, after hearing about all of that, I started to look deeper around the house and proof of everything started to appear. So with everything I've found, I'm going to start doing something about it. I think this will all be handled within a month or so. I'm really sorry, but until things are handled, I'd like you both to act as though nothing is going on.
All right. If you need anything else from us, just let me know. We'd both be happy to help, and having to sit through this all by yourself is not always the best way of handling it.
All right. If there's something I need you guys for, I'll let you both know.
Anderson, what the hell is this? Don't you be telling me good morning like that. Why is there divorce paperwork sitting here? What are you talking about? I haven't done jack to make you want to divorce me like this.
From what I've found out, you've been cheating on me with one of my friends.
Huh?
I'm sure that sitting right next to those divorce papers is a stack of papers that point to with said friend of mine. And there should also be some contact information for my lawyer. There are some pictures and stuff in there as well for you to look at of you cheating on me. So make sure to give all those a good look.
You're kidding me. How are you able to figure all of this out?
Well, it all started on the day my little sister came over with that gift she wanted to give you to celebrate the new house. On that day, you wanted to have your friend leave the house before I got home. And so, while my sister was also on her way back home, she saw him running through the backyard and jumping the fence. And also, for some reason, when my sister wanted to come in to hand you the present, you said it cost her $10,000 to get into the house. And while you were telling her all that stuff, she said she could hear someone on the second floor running around in panic. and as she turned around to leave, that man came out of the second-story window out. And when that was happening, the husband was standing to the side of the house and got a great look at your friend jumping before.
You're telling me that Lance came along with her?
Well, you asked Faye to get you that electric bike as the gift, and to move that whole box, she needed her husband with her to help.
I never even knew he was around. Wait, I just realized something.
I'm not telling you. I'm going to have my lawyer get in between us before I talk with you anymore in person. And if you have anything to say to me before we divorce, you'd be better off talking to my lawyer about it than me.
Wait! I'm going to break things off with him.
Even if you do leave me, I already know that you're not loyal to me, and that fact will never go away.
I'm asking you to please at least rethink getting a divorce. Hey, come on now. You and I only just started to live inside that massive new house. If you divorce me and kick me out, you'll be all alone in that vast open house with nobody around you, right? Won't you get really lonely living a life like that?
I'm getting ready to sell this place and move somewhere else.
Huh?
I'm so glad I was able to pay off that loan in one lump payment. And so with all that being said, I'd like you to get the hell out of my house once I'm finally divorced you.
But that's... I was finally able to have the house of my dreams. And I've been the wife of a doctor for a while now, so my life was going to be perfect. What the heck is this? Huh? Natasha? What do you want with me all of a sudden? I am standing right outside your house right now. I have been trying to find out where Anderson ran off to hide from me, and since I knew your address, I thought I'd come over and see if he was here. What is with this massive mansion? This place is even bigger than the house I was living in with Anderson. Why the heck are you living in such a huge house like this with even better furnishings than my old house? Are you actually making that much money?
Huh? Did we never talk about this before? This is the house of my grandma before she had passed away, leaving it to me. I was always around to watch over her during the last few years, and so as a thank you, she gave me her house and everything in it. And not just the house, though, but a number of cafes and restaurants that she had been managing before passing away. So right now, my job is managing them in her place.
So you were never a moneyless loser?
Ah, and my brother is not over at our house right now.
What? He's not here?
And I have no plans of telling you where he's at right now.
Where the heck is that guy ran off to?
Natasha, just in case you think you can get away with it, I suggest not going from here to the hospital he works at looking for him. What you did to him is nothing more than a private issue that resides between you two. So please don't start bringing other people into it and causing trouble for strangers.
I know that. What the heck? If I can't find him to talk with him soon, he really is going to leave me.
Natasha said that if she couldn't find Anderson soon, he really would leave her. But what she didn't know is that the divorce was already completed. What should have made that obvious to her was that the lawyer stopped by earlier to get her to sign the paperwork and then told her to stop trying to fight the divorce, as it was already finished. Apparently, Anderson had the lawyer turn that paperwork in the moment he got her signature. The following days after the divorce, Natasha and her friend tried to make a huge deal about how they should be given that massive house in the divorce. But as they stood outside Anderson's house making so much noise and chanting that the house was theirs, a black van pulled up from Natasha's parents' place, and two people dragged them inside the vans before driving away. And a month after that had happened, the money that Anderson was asking for in a settlement finally landed in his account from those two. Nobody has any idea where those two disappeared off to, but wherever they are, they must be having one difficult time. But hopefully, no matter how difficult it is for them, they are able to learn their lessons and change their ways.
Hey Dee, are you there? I'm just wondering if you had a quick second to chat with me about something. I just wanted to let you know that I was talking to my boss, and it sounds like I'll be having these late nights going on for a while.
You're kidding me! I feel like I hardly ever see you anymore, Charles! What is going on at work that is keeping you so late there every single night?
I know, trust me. I don't want to be doing this any more than you want me to either. But there is just a lot of things going on with the company right now. Even some of our clients are getting sucked into the mess, and it's just, ugh. Anyways, it's sounding like this is going to probably be a thing for at least another 2 weeks or so, and might not be able to talk to you as much throughout the workday.
I see. Well, that really sucks, but I guess if it's what your job is asking of you, then I understand. I suppose if you're going to be that busy working, though, I'll only try to reach out to you if it's an emergency, and otherwise I'll just try to let you concentrate. And then you won't have to worry about responding to any texts or anything like that. You'll just be able to focus on what you're doing and not have me distract you or anything like that.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your understanding. I really wish this wasn't the case, but it is what it is for now.
I understand. These things happen from time to time. Anyways, I hope that it all goes over well and that you can get back to your regular schedule soon.
Charles, are you there? I have something that I need to talk to you about right now. Oh, Todd, how's it going? I feel like I don't hear from you all that often. Is everything okay? We don't have time for that right now. Where are you? Well, I'm on the bus on my way to go meet a client right now, actually. But given your tone, I take it that this isn't the answer that you were wanting to hear. You bet it's not it. How can you be at work at a time like this? What's the matter with you, man? Sorry, I feel a little out of the loop. Is everything okay? Am I missing something? I don't know, you tell me. Unless you want me to just come out and spell it for you. But I really can't believe you're acting like nothing is going on here at all. Todd, I'm really sorry, but I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about right now. Did I do something wrong? Is everything okay where you are? What is it? What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Please tell me that's just supposed to be some kind of messed up joke. It's really not. But if you could tell me what's going on, then that would really help me clear all of this up. Whatever it is, it sounds pretty serious to me. Of course it's serious. You're missing your parents-in-law's funeral right now. Did you really not know about that at all? Wait, what? A funeral? You can't be serious about that. Of course I am. The wake begins tonight around 6. I know that they're not your real parents, but I still would have expected you to be there for them and us right now. I really thought you were a better guy than this. But I'm sorry, I really had no idea. When did they pass? What do you mean? Are you seriously asking me that? I guess I am. This is seriously the first time that I'm hearing about any of this. Todd, I really am sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. You have to be kidding me, man. Are you telling me that you really didn't know that both my parents got sick and were in the hospital together? You didn't know about any of that? No, I really didn't. The last time that I saw them was a while ago, but they were not healthy. I had no idea they were in a hospital at all. Well, they both seemed to catch the same thing, and they were both hospitalized together. First, it was Dad's condition that worsened. It happened so quickly, and then he was just gone. And my mom followed him 2 days later. So then that's why the funeral is for the both of them. That's right. We're going to have the wake all through the night tonight, and then we're going to have the funeral tomorrow. I see. Todd, I'm so sorry. You have my sincerest and deepest condolences. I promise you that I didn't know a thing about any of this. It's okay. None of that matters now. But do you think you can come back here and be here for the wake and the funeral? Todd, I really want to be there now that I know all of this is happening, but, well, I guess I could talk to my boss about getting off early, but I still wouldn't make it back home until tomorrow. Wait, what? What do you mean? Why wouldn't you be making it here until tomorrow? I thought that you just lived 40 minutes away, right? Why would it take you that long? Well, it would take me that long because about a year ago I was sent on an extended business trip and I've been up in Michigan ever since. Hold on a second. You've been living in Michigan for the past year? Are you serious? Yeah, of course. Sorry. Did Dee not mention that to you at all? Actually, now that I say that, I wonder why I haven't heard from her about this at all. Maybe she's just been so broken up about losing her parents. Wait, hold on a second. I think that something might be up here. Up? What do you mean by that? Is anything else going on back home that I should know about? I know I'm far away right now, but I would like to be kept in the loop. Well, the thing is that I haven't actually been able to get a hold of my sister for a while now. Wait, you haven't been able to get a hold of Dee? But why not? I thought you guys kept in touch. Charles, I am really sorry to do this to you, but I think I'm going to need some time to confirm a couple of things before I tell you anything else. In fact, can I ask you for a couple questions about your work right now? Well, sure, I guess you can if you think it'll help with whatever's going on. Okay, so you moved to Michigan a year ago for work, is that right? Yep. I've been here just a little over 11 months, but basically a year at this point. Okay, so you've been living up north, and you've been in contact with Dee this whole time then? Yeah, pretty much, although we don't talk every day. But we do chat every now and then, and I'll leave her messages about what I've been up to or how things are going up here. Okay, that makes sense. And have you talked to her recently at all? Actually, now that you mention it, I think it's been about 10 days since her and I last sent a message to each other. You haven't talked to your own wife in over a week? Well, there was some serious drama happening up here with the company and some of our clients, you see. I was being kept late on overtime every single day, and I told Dee about it. She suggested talking to me less so that I'd be less tempted to text her during work. And so, since then, we haven't really said anything to each other. Got it. And that must also mean that the last time you two saw each other was a while ago as well, right? Yeah, I think the last time that we were in person together was something like 6 months ago when I managed to get some time off to visit her. So you haven't seen your wife in 6 months either. That's really tough. But it still doesn't explain everything because my parents were hospitalized about 4 months ago. But you told me that you had no idea that that had even happened to begin with, right? I'm really sorry I didn't hear about it, but it's true. I had no idea that they had been in there that long. That's okay. I think I'm starting to understand the picture here. Well, do you mind if I ask what's going on with your mind right now? Because I feel more confused than ever about all of this currently. Okay, let me try and explain it to you. So my dad died about a week ago, okay? I called Dee to tell her about it, and there was some guy who answered the phone. Although he said that he was you. But I take it that it wasn't me because I already told you I didn't know that this had happened, right? That's right. So this guy pretending to be you said that Dee wasn't feeling good and asked you to answer her phone. And then I told this guy about her dad and that was it. But now I understand that you and Dee weren't even physically together at this point, right? That's right. I don't remember a phone call, much less answer a phone call for Dee or talking to you on the phone. But now that I'm starting to put this together, I'm going to talk to my boss about getting permission to go home early from this. That might be a good idea. I'll do some more digging around on my end and see if I can't find anything concrete about what's happening. But anyways, I told this guy to tell Dee to call me back as soon as she was able to, and I haven't heard at all from her ever since then. Jeez, what do you think happened? I'm starting to get a little scared personally. I don't know. I tried messaging and calling her and have gotten nothing back. Now that I'm in charge of preparing the funeral, I've just been so busy. But I assumed that Dee just wasn't feeling good. I don't know, I thought maybe she had heard about mom and dad and just didn't want to talk to me out of grief, but now I realize that I hadn't actually tried reaching out to your phone to try and get a hold of her. And that's why you messaged me today asking where I was. That's right. So I guess now you're basically all caught up. Got it. Well, okay, I'll go and talk to my boss about leaving. I'm sorry that I won't be able to make it for the wake, but I will try my best to be there as early as I can for the funeral in case you need any help. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. The funeral starts at 1 in the afternoon, just so you know. Okay then. I should have time to make it back and get myself ready for that. And I guess I'll try reaching out to Dee and see what she knows about this. Sounds good. I really hope that you can come through to her. Dee, are you there? You and I have something really serious to talk about. Please, Dee, this is an emergency. You have to get back to me right away. Did you know anything at all about your parents' funeral? The wake is tonight and the funeral itself is tomorrow at 1. You need to call Todd and get the details from him right away. He said that he can't seem to get a hold of you, but that he wanted you to know what happened because he needs your help. Hello? Are you there? Anyways, I'm going to try and head home first thing in the morning tomorrow to make it back. When you see these messages, please get back to me. Hey, Charles. I just wanted to thank you for all your help yesterday. Todd, of course. Anything for you and your family. I'm just really sorry that I couldn't have been there for the wake. It's okay. I know that you wouldn't have made it even if you tried. But anyways, I figured out who the guy was who answered Dee's phone was. Really? You did? Who the heck is he? Just what the heck is going on? Charles, I don't know how to tell you this. What is it? Is Dee okay? Please, I've actually been really worried about this. I think it would be better if you and I could talk about this in person. Can we meet up, please? Yeah, of course. I'll talk to my boss about taking tomorrow off and we can find some time to get to the bottom of this. Okay then, let me know what time tomorrow will work best for you. Of course, thank you so much for looking into this for me. Dee, you and I have got some serious talking to do.
Charlie, it's so nice to hear from you. I can't believe it's been 2 weeks since you and I last talked. Did things calm down at work? How have you been? I miss you.
I guess you can say that. Actually, I've already come back home.
Oh, really? I take it that this isn't just for a vacation, though, right?
Dee, can you tell me where you are right now?
Oh, I'm just out with a friend right now. We're just catching up. We might grab some dinner together or something. So I guess I might not be back home until pretty late, but you can just whip something up for yourself.
You're with a friend, I see. Well, did you talk to your brother at all?
Todd? What do you mean? Why would I need to talk to him? Did something happen?
I think it would be better if you just talk to him yourself.
Sure, okay. Charles, are you there? Please answer me. We need to talk about some things.
That's right. Like how you've been cheating on me with some guy from your class reunion? Have you really been away traveling this whole time with him?
No, wait, you don't understand. I promise. I had no idea about my parents or their funeral.
So you're admitting to cheating on me then? Because you didn't deny that at all.
Charlie, I'm really sorry. I was just so lonely without you. You were gone for a whole year.
I can't believe it. You lied to me this whole time and now you're making excuses for yourself? Well, you might as well tell me everything. Like, why didn't you know at all what was going on with your parents? And why did you tell this guy to pretend to be me on the phone? Your brother called you and thought it was me, and he told this guy to tell you about your parents. But I guess he didn't say anything, did he?
Well, you were right about us being on vacation, but it was my very first time going abroad. And my old classmate had been abroad plenty of times and said there was no point having a phone overseas, so he offered to hold on to it while we were away. He told me that he would tell me if anything important came through, but you didn't tell me anything, even after my dad had died. I guess he knew that I would want to end our trip and turn around, so he just kept quiet. He even blocked Todd. And by the time we had gotten back, he deleted all the messages about the deaths and the funeral and the missed calls and gave me my phone back.
I see. So that's why you had no idea about your parents.
I was so upset with him, I screamed at him for hours.
Oh, really? You were that upset?
Of course I was. He didn't tell me that my own parents had died. Isn't that just horrible?
But you hadn't even told me about them being in the hospital. Did you not know about that either?
What do you mean by that?
Todd already told me all about it. I know that they were in the hospital for months.
Right, but what about it?
Well, they were hospitalized while I was away for work, but I still didn't hear about any of that until they were already gone. I had to find out about your parents and your affair both from Todd.
But I'm done with that other man. You don't have anything to worry about.
You think you can just brush your affair aside like that? No. You and I are getting a divorce.
Wait, what? You can't be serious about this, right? Charles, both of my parents just died and I had no idea.
And you think that I should just ignore the fact that you were lying about your parents and cheating on me this whole time? I can't even with you right now, Dee. The next time you talk to me, it's going to be through my lawyer. I really can't believe that my wife thought she could just excuse herself from the fact that she was lying and cheating on me. At least my lawyer was sympathetic when he heard my story. He told me that he had seen similar cases like this where the wife has something bad happen to her and tried to get out punishment through crocodile tears. I told him I just wanted things to be over and to have my own life again. In the end, Dee and I were finally divorced, and I did sue her for her affair. Even Todd took my side during those divorce proceedings. He was furious with his sister for her affair, leading to her missing the funeral. Obviously, it's sad that Dee didn't know that her own parents had died, but she really has no one else to blame for this outcome but herself.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hello, Caroline. Are you there? Please reply if you're reading this. I wanted to ask you something. You married my son 2 years ago and came to live with us, but you're still working. Why is that? When are you going to quit that silly job of yours? You're going to be 30 in a few months, you know, right? You also know that my husband runs a company and someone has to take over that company after your husband. I suggest you start getting busy bringing a new member to this family, a male heir who will take over the company one day. Have you even put any thought into having a child? Besides, I sure would like to see a grandson soon.
Good morning, Mother. I think I mentioned this numerous times, but the person that will take over as the president of your husband's company will be determined on merit. That's how your husband wants it. He's not going to have a family member just take over because this person is a relative.
Well, that's all very virtuous and all, but that's not the real world, Caroline. In reality, my husband's company has been run by 3 generations of this family. It's been handed down from father to son for generations, and our company has profited because of it. Merit alone will not suffice. There is a little thing called tradition, which you seem to be lacking, Caroline. It has already been decided that your husband James will eventually take over as the next company president, and after him, his son, my grandson.
Yes, well, tradition is all very good and all, but times have changed, Mother. I'm not saying it's wrong. If the person taking over is competent, whether that be James or someone else, I'm all for it.
Will you stop contradicting me? You always find a way to refute everything I say. My husband has informed me that you are a very competent and reliable employee, but your competence and this issue are completely different. You are in no position to determine company policy. You're just another employee. I suggest you keep your nose out of it.
I think that applies to you more than it does to me, don't you think?
Pardon me?
The person that will be promoted to that position concerns all the employees, and that person's decisions affect us all. You've never in your life worked at your husband's company. It seems obvious that it's you that has no right to decide who becomes the next company president or any other position.
How dare you? How could you say that? I'm this company president's wife, for God's sakes. I certainly do have the right.
Yes, I'm quite aware of that, but that makes no difference whatsoever.
Makes no difference? Have you lost your mind, Caroline?
I'm in possession of all my faculties, thank you. Do you really think that just because you're the president's wife that you can make such an important decision?
Well, I have the right to.
Just doesn't seem logical to me is all.
This is getting nowhere. All you have to do is just stop complaining and work on giving us a grandson so that someday he will be able to take over this company and continue this long-established custom. If you have time to spurt such nonsense, I suggest you use your time more wisely by having a child.
Right now, I'm giving my work priority above all, and I've talked long and hard about this with Jim.
Pardon me?
I know you complain to Jim about this matter all the time, and he gets irritated because you're so bullheaded about it. But could you not take that frustration out on me? I have other things to worry about.
Jim said that? I wasn't trying to be difficult or anything.
Just so you know, Mother, Jim is sitting right next to me and seeing this entire conversation.
What? Are you serious? Why didn't you say so before?
You better be ready for a line text from him later on, and it won't be a very pleasant one, I can tell you that.
You tricked me into this, didn't you? You had him sit down and witness this conversation. How could you? Even if I denied such an absurd allegation, you wouldn't believe me, so what can I say? This is getting really exasperating, Mother. I really have to go. Goodbye.
Caroline, are you seeing this? Answer me! I want you to come home right away and do a little cleaning. The place is a total mess. You married into this family and you live in this house. You have an obligation to do some of the chores.
Sorry, Mother, I'm still at work and I have to do some overtime tonight. Got a project to finish up. Sorry.
Are you serious? My husband left his position as president to become the chairman. There is not much time left for you to get to work conceiving a child. And why are you still working? There's no need. I want you to resign and stay home and fulfill your role as a wife.
Excuse me? You want me to be an obedient little housewife? Is that it? Are you all right, Mother? You know I'm not the type. Like I said, I give my work priority above all.
Are you still going on about that?
Anyways, Jim did the cleaning as soon as he got home earlier. He just sent me a line saying that he finished.
Wait, you're having James clean the house? Don't tell me he's also cooking.
Yes, sometimes, anyways. We're not even living together anymore. How could you even know the place is a mess? We both share household chores. When he's busy, I do the cleaning and cooking. That's what we agreed on. I don't need you telling us what to do. Don't tell me you want me to come to your house and clean too. Is that what you're getting at? Is that what a housewife has to do? This sounds like your typical mother-in-law pestering her son's wife kind of scenario, like in some daytime soap opera. We didn't opt to live near you guys just so you would pester us day and night.
How could you say that? It's a mother's duty to look after her son and, in extension, his wife, to pass the experiences of being the wife of a company president.
I'm sorry, Mother, but before you start with all the same old hot air again, I received permission from Jim to respond however I saw fit, just so you're aware.
Jim gave you permission? And what's this about hot air?
Also, I'm going to be pretty busy with this current project, so if you send me any messages that sound like the same old spiel, well, I'm simply not going to respond.
Wait, what? So you're just going to ignore me? Is that it?
Yes, I already got Jim's permission to do it.
Jim would never allow such a thing. I better have a talk with him about this nonsense.
I really can't have you interfering with my work. We're in a crucial phase now, so I would appreciate your cooperation, Mother.
You really know how to anger someone, Caroline.
Yeah, well, whatever.
How could you just ignore your mother-in-law, for Christ's sake? Always giving your work priority and shunning your responsibilities at home. What kind of a wife are you, anyway? I will make you listen and obey me. Mark my words, Caroline. You'll regret talking to me that way.
Mother, have you gone totally nuts? Why did you go into our house without permission? And why did you change the locks? How do you expect us to get in? Are you trying to lock us out of our own home? Do you realize what you're doing, Mother? And besides, where the hell did you get a spare key? I never gave you one, and neither did Jim.
I simply took my son's key and had a spare made down at the mall.
Hold on a second, Mother. You had a spare made without us knowing?
Yes, when he visited us last month, I saw his key case on the kitchen table. And when Jim and my husband were watching that football game, I drove down to the mall and had a spare made. He never knew it was missing.
You just went and made a spare key to our house? For what, may I ask?
Yes, that's because you two would never give me one. Jim promised he would when you first moved in. If I don't have a spare, how am I supposed to go over there and check the place and see that you're doing your duty properly?
Mother, do I really have to explain?
Stop right there, Caroline. If you want to enter this house again, I suggest you admit that you were wrong and obey my every demand. I want you to pledge that you will never disobey me, the mother of your husband, the current company chairman. And you mustn't forget that I'm the current president's mother. I want your solemn oath that you will never, ever again defy or refuse to obey your mother-in-law. I want your word or you're not entering this house.
Wait a second. Did you just say the current president's mother? I'm not sure I understand you.
That's right. Why is it so surprising? Just leave company matters to the current president.
That would be my son and focus on conceiving a child. You're the president's wife. There's no reason for you to work. Do as I say, Caroline, or there will be consequences. If you're so dedicated to your job, well, you can continue, but that means you'll have to divorce my son. And that's final.
Oh, okay. So that's what you want me to do, huh? You want me to just resign from this company? Am I understanding you correctly, Mother?
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Have you finally gotten that through your little head? There are plenty of other employees that can take your place. That's what a company is for. You work, and when your time comes, you retire to raise a family. It's the normal course of things. Simply just resign and focus on bringing us a grandson. That's your role. It's about time you learned that, Caroline.
Oh, okay, Mother. That means we'll just have to see the demise of this company, I suppose.
You're joking, right? The company won't go under just because one of its employees resigns. You hold yourself in too much regard, my dear.
Mother, you never fail to astound me. I really thought you had the company's survival in mind and that you were serious in your concern regarding who would take over as president, but then you tell me that I have to resign, and not for the good of the company, but to have a baby.
What are you trying to say, Caroline? My concern for the company and the family are clear-cut and logical. There is nothing irrational or unjustifiable about what I'm saying.
Oh, but it is completely irrational in my opinion.
Okay, so if you think what I'm saying is so irrational, then explain that to me. Which part of it is it that you find so unreasonable? Like I said, you attach too much importance to yourself. It embarrasses me whenever you applaud yourself, extolling the virtues of your own work all the time. I mean, how arrogant do you have to be to say the company will go bankrupt if you quit? My God, the audacity! Ugh.
Mother, I hate to tell you this, but I'm the new president of the company.
Say again? What did you just say?
I said, I'm the new president of the company. I recently took over. I'm surprised you didn't know.
Stop joking around, Caroline. I'm serious. This is no laughing matter. This concerns the future of our family. The next president has already been determined, ever since he was born, as a matter of fact. How could he give that position to you, please?
Then why don't you ask your husband or contact Jim right now and ask him? They will both tell you the same thing. Or you could even call the office and every employee there will tell you the same thing.
This is some kind of prank, right? And what about James? What's James going to do? If he's not president, is he just a regular employee? That can't be.
Jim's set to resign by the end of next month. Again, I'm surprised you didn't know.
Resign? You're saying he's going to quit the company?
Yes, he says he has other objectives, so for now he'll work freelance and see how things go.
Freelance? Meaning he's not even going to be employed by a company?
Yes, for a while, I guess, after which he says he will eventually start his own company.
Start his own company? But why can't he just take over this company? Why would he start his own?
Don't tell me you don't even know about that. I thought for sure you would know that. I didn't realize there was such a lack of communication in your family. Jim said that when he went to visit last time, he brought it up several times.
He did? I never...
He told me that your husband and Jim discussed this possibly years ago. Jim wanted his advice. After all, your husband built his company from scratch. Who better to get advice from, right?
Huh? Really?
And this was all before Jim and I got married.
Neither my husband nor Jim mentioned anything.
Oh, and as a side note, as for being selected as president of the company, both Jim and his father were explicit in their decision that I keep my business matters separate from my personal ones, meaning even if I became president, it would not affect our personal lives. And this decision does not mean that because Jim was not selected as president that I stole it from him. Please don't get that idea.
Why wasn't I told about this? This is important. My husband nor Jim gave any clue as to what was going on. Caroline, answer me right this second. Why is my husband divorcing me? What did I do that was so wrong? Ever since you arrived, this family has gone totally haywire. You ruined our family, Caroline. And why did Jim throw away the opportunity to become the president of his own family business? And now he's a freelancer? Why? And my husband, he didn't lift a finger to stop him. As a matter of fact, he encouraged him to quit and become a freelancer. What has gotten into everyone? You put a jinx on this family, Caroline. But the worst was yet to come. They appointed you as the next president of our company? How did you manage to dupe everyone? And now my husband wants a divorce? This is like some nightmare.
Well, for one thing, you came barging into the offices of our company announcing to everyone of your status as the president's wife, screaming and demanding that your son be appointed president and that after him, our non-existent son, your grandson, be in line to take over after him. That didn't go over too well, especially with your husband. He was humiliated in front of all of his employees.
Well, I only did that to protect our...
If that security guard hadn't stopped you, you were going to come barging into my office and make a scene, weren't you? But your actions were futile, a complete waste of time. Did you really think that you would be able to change policy or any decision the company makes? You have zero authority to make such demands.
But I'm the president's wife.
It doesn't matter, Mother. I'm sure your husband told you many times about his frustration with the old traditions. That generation after generation you select a family member as president. It just didn't sit right with him. He wanted a more merit-based system. He believed a more equal and fair playing field would allow the company to grow beyond its wildest dreams, instead of clinging to old traditions.
No, he never meant those things. He was always a family man, always followed tradition. Please, Caroline, talk to my husband and ask him to rescind this silly divorce. He doesn't need to do this. I'll change. Please convince him.
I really can't do that, Mother. It's really not my concern.
Why? Why can't you at least do this little favor for me?
Please, Mother, work it out yourself. I have nothing whatsoever to do with your marriage. It's kind of late. I have to get some sleep. Goodbye.
Please, Caroline, help me. Okay, I'll give you my blessing. How's that? I give you my blessing that you become the next president. Will you then help me in return? And about who will take over after you, well, I'll leave that up to you and James. You two can make that final decision. I won't interfere at all. What do you say, Caroline? Please, please convince my husband to think it over. Please. Caroline, are you still there? Please don't cut me off. Please, Caroline, I need your help.
Actually, my father-in-law told her that he was considering me as the next president, but she just wouldn't listen. Her mind just seemed to shut down whenever he brought up the subject. She couldn't accept the fact. The only thing that was on her mind was that her son was destined to become the next president, and that the wife would have to stay at home and have babies. Eventually, I was appointed as the next president, but that fact never entered my mother-in-law's mind in the slightest. Her son was the only person in the world that would be appointed, and that was that. There was no convincing her. She was so programmed by her self-delusions, a form of self-hypnosis if you ask me. It was probably in that state of mind that made her barge into the office and cause the embarrassing scene in front of all those employees. My father-in-law was so infuriated by the incident that he began to question why he was even married to her, which eventually led him to file for divorce. After the divorce went through, she received a comfortable settlement and returned to her grandparents' home back east. But her spendthrift ways as the president's wife never really waned, and her savings quickly diminished. Her grandparents were worried that she would next target their meager savings and pension and quickly cut ties with her. I heard she was living all alone in some beat-up apartment downtown doing various part-time jobs to make ends meet.
Hello, Mateo. Your lunchbox was made by your wife again today, right? I'll eat it for you.
Sorry, but I already ate it.
What? What do you mean you already ate it? But lunch break just started.
I told our department head that you were stealing my lunch boxes these last few days, and he let me take my lunch break 15 minutes earlier than anyone else.
What? You told our manager? But I was so looking forward to your lunch today.
Please stop messing around, Stella. Why do you always try to take my lunchbox?
Because I don't bring my own lunchbox.
There's a cafeteria in the office. And there's even a convenience store that's only a minute walk from here.
It's such a hassle. And besides, it costs money, right?
That's not my problem.
What? You're being so mean, Mateo. I've told you this several times already, but I'm a single mother and have 3 children. I have to take care of them, so I need to save money and time in whatever way I can. Don't you get it? That's why I always take your lunchbox. We need to help each other in whatever way we can.
Alright, but why always me then? It still wouldn't be okay if you did this to another person, though.
That's simple. Because your wife makes the best lunchboxes around here. You see, I helped myself for a sampling of everyone's lunchboxes on my first day here, and your wife's food was by far the best.
Okay. I'll tell her you like her food, I guess, but when have you ever helped me, Stella?
Don't I always help you out with work? Oh, and don't tell her that I liked her food.
Alright. But don't you always just make a mess and I have to take care of it by doing overtime?
Come on. You're being so mean, Mateo. I can't help it if I make a few mistakes after all. I've only been here for a few weeks.
Anyways, we're getting off topic. The lunchbox I bring to work is something that my wife made for me. She doesn't make these so you can eat them, Stella.
I know. Why not just ask your wife to make a lunchbox for me as well? That way I won't have to take yours anymore. Come on, help me save some time and money. It's called cooperation, Mateo.
This isn't cooperation, so no. This is called you stealing my lunchbox.
What? You're so mean, Mateo.
Besides, I've already finished eating today.
But then what am I supposed to eat for lunch?
You're not a child, so figure it out yourself. Didn't you at least bring your wallet with you? Go buy a sandwich or something.
I already told you. I'm the single mother of 3 children, so I have to save time and money in whatever way possible. Buying a sandwich will cost me precious money. Since you didn't give me your lunchbox today, go buy me something at the cafeteria.
Huh? No, I'm not going to buy you anything at the cafeteria. Please don't contact me again about stuff unrelated to work. Bye.
What? You're not going to buy me anything at the cafeteria? You're so stingy, Mateo. I bet you wouldn't say that to your wife.
Hi, Rena. I just got out of the office and I'm on the train now.
Got it. You were able to go home at the time you were supposed to today, I see.
Yep. I decided that I wouldn't do overtime today no matter what. I was able to finish all my work right as I was supposed to leave.
Thanks for your hard work. That reminds me, were you able to eat your lunchbox today? I know that this weirdo from work's been stealing your lunchboxes recently.
Yep. Stella wasn't able to steal my lunchbox today. I spoke with my manager and told him about the situation, and he let me take my lunch break 15 minutes earlier than everyone else.
I see. That's good then. But didn't the manager try to stop Stella from stealing the lunchboxes or anything?
He did. He gave Stella a warning, but judging by these texts she's been sending me, it had no effect on her. Ugh. I can't just leave for my lunch break 15 minutes earlier than everyone else every day from now on. It's going to be inconvenient for work. Not to mention that Stella will probably just find another person to steal lunchboxes from.
I understand. So, you need to do something about the root of the problem, right? But still, she really seems to love those lunchboxes I make. This Stella is a part-time worker who joined the company a month ago, and is the single mother for 3 children, right? And it all started when you were eating lunch at the cafeteria with your colleagues, when she suddenly just took an egg roll from your lunchbox without warning?
Yeah, that happened a week ago. Suddenly, a hand reached out from behind me and stole my egg roll. It was so sudden I didn't even have time to stop her.
Wow. I can't believe those are the actions of a grown adult.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. So the day after that, she stole my lunchbox, which I put in the refrigerator. The next day, I put it in my desk with some ice packs instead so she wouldn't steal it. She still managed to take it from me while I was gone. I had gone to the toilet for a bit before our lunch break, and it was gone when I returned. This was yesterday, but today I was finally able to eat my lunch thanks to my manager letting me go on my lunch break early.
Well, she seems very determined. I guess she just really likes my cooking a lot. But I feel like she no longer wants to eat your lunchbox, but is finding pleasure in the act of stealing itself.
So that's what you think too? I think she just finds this whole situation amusing and enjoys stealing my lunchboxes, kind of like a bully from school. I wonder if there's any good solution to this.
I think the easiest thing would be to just not bring lunchboxes anymore.
I guess that's an option, but we should make that the last resort when nothing else works. It'll make me feel like we lost to her, you know?
Yep, I agree. I always loved cooking, and it was always my dream to one day be able to make lunchboxes for my husband. I don't want it to end with me not making you lunchboxes anymore. Am I just being selfish here?
No, not at all. I feel the same way. I'm not going to let her ruin my time of relaxation and enjoyment, eating the lunch my wife made for me no matter what. Anyways, I think I'll try talking to our manager again tomorrow.
Yep, I'm counting on you. Make sure she gets what she deserves.
How are you feeling, Rena?
Oh, hi, Mateo. It hurts a bit still, but I feel better than I did in the morning thanks to those pills. Sorry I'm not able to make you a lunchbox today. To think I was so excited to make you a lunchbox yesterday.
It's fine. Don't bother about it. You'll have only gotten worse if you pushed yourself too hard and made me a lunchbox.
You're right. Thanks.
I think I'll go home in the afternoon today.
But isn't that going to set you back at work?
Nah, don't worry about it. Anyways, your mother came to see you today because she didn't have work, right? They're going to be leaving for a trip this weekend, so she'll probably have to leave early today for preparation.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not that busy with work right now, so it's not going to be that big of an inconvenience if I leave home early today. Even my manager said that I could leave early so I could check on my wife. He's even letting me text you while I'm at work.
I see. If that's the case, then I'll take you up on your offer.
Alright. I'll go home as soon as I fill out the necessary papers.
Yep. Thanks, Mateo. Hey, Mateo. Where's my lunchbox for today? Where did you hide it? Tell me.
I don't have a lunchbox today.
Huh? Why not?
My wife wasn't able to make me a lunchbox today because she's sick.
Huh? Just because she's sick, she doesn't make a lunchbox anymore? This wife of yours is useless, Mateo. Then what am I supposed to eat? I'm going to have nothing to eat for lunch again because of you. This day for sure, I'm going to make you buy me lunch at the cafeteria.
Don't you dare insult my wife like that. I don't care if you got nothing to eat for lunch. I told you to figure it out yourself, alright? Today was a half day for me, and I'm currently on my way home. So no, I'm not going to buy you anything at the cafeteria either.
Huh? Why did you go home?
I'm worried about my wife, so I decided to take a leave.
What? Seriously? Your wife can't take care of herself or something?
I'm sorry, but goodbye.
Jesus. Both you and your wife are useless, it seems. Hey, Mateo. What's this lunchbox your wife made for me today? Did she want to bully me or something? So rude.
Yes? What is it you want now, Stella?
Hold on. Don't tell me that the lunchboxes up until now were made using frozen foods, and for some reason your wife, who's terrible at cooking, decided to make it from scratch today.
I'll ask you again. What in the world are you talking about?
I'm talking about today's lunchbox. The one that was underneath your desk.
I really don't understand what you're saying right now, Stella.
I said, I ate the lunchbox your wife made for you today, but the food tasted bad for some reason.
Huh?
Seriously, so that's what bad food tastes like. Are you sure your wife's taste buds are okay? What in the world were those condiments she put in there?
But I plan on eating out for the day since I'm not going to be in the office.
Huh? What do you mean you're not going to be in the office? Then whose lunchbox is this then?
I'm going to go to my clients directly from home and then go home from there as well. Bringing my lunchbox around with me would be a bit inconvenient, don't you think?
Yeah, but there was a lunchbox underneath your desk. Which means that it was the lunchbox your wife made for you, right?
Hold on. I don't think that's my lunchbox, but Rosario's lunchbox. He's the guy who sits next to me.
What? This was Rosario's lunchbox? Why the hell is it under your desk?
I'll explain it to you, but first, is your stomach feeling alright?
Huh? Why are you asking? My stomach feels fine, just thank you.
You see, I just got a text from Rosario earlier. Rosario went to work on Saturday as well, and since the company cafeteria was closed, he brought his own lunchbox. And so he put the lunchbox on the edge of his desk, but apparently he found it distracting, so he put it under my desk instead.
No, but I just ate this lunchbox earlier. I'm not talking about this Saturday, Mateo.
I haven't finished talking yet. It seems Rosario was really upset and forgot to eat lunch. By the time he was supposed to go home, he had forgotten about the lunchbox he put under my desk and went home without it.
So what you're saying is...
Yup. He says he only remembered right before today's lunch break. He said to me, I know there's a lunchbox under your desk, but it's my lunchbox that I forgot on Saturday. Just leave it, okay? It seems he was panicking a bit when he contacted me.
What? Why did you just leave something like that under your desk? Why didn't you take care of it in the morning?
I told you. I went to our clients directly from home today, and I'm going to go directly home from there as well. Weren't you listening to a word I said? And it's Rosario's day off today as well, so he couldn't have cleaned it up whether he wanted to or not.
So the lunchbox that I ate was...
Yes, it was Rosario's lunchbox, which he forgot under my desk 2 days ago. You must have thought it was mine, and as usual, tried to steal it.
Wait. Ew, that's disgusting. You just let me eat something like that? Are you trying to kill me or something?
Well, it was Rosario who left his lunchbox there for some reason. But you shouldn't be trying to eat others' lunchboxes in the first place, Stella.
Oh.
What is it?
You had to tell me that story, didn't you? Now my stomach feels strange because of it.
You probably want to go see a doctor.
Where's the fucking toilet? You need to pay me an alimony. 30,000 euros minimum.
Huh? Why in the world do I have to pay you alimony?
Because I was taken away by an ambulance and hospitalized because of you. You caused me a lot of pain and distress.
How in the world is this my fault?
If you had just gone to work as you usually did, this never would have happened. I got out of the hospital yesterday, but I kept vomiting and I had diarrhea too. Pay me both an alimony and the hospitalization expenses. Also, pay me my salary for the days I wasn't able to work. Oh, and pay for my living expenses for a while too.
Apparently you said the same thing to Rosario?
Of course I did. It was also his fault for leaving his lunchbox there. I almost died, you know.
About that. When Rosario found out that I wasn't at the office, he contacted our other colleagues as well about the lunchbox he had forgotten.
Huh? What are you trying to say?
And so one of the other employees tried to throw away the inside of the lunchbox, but that's when you suddenly shoved him aside, shouting, "That's my lunchbox."
I thought that he was trying to steal the lunchbox. That's why I shoved him.
Weren't you trying to steal the lunchbox yourself? And besides, only you would think of doing such a thing. This employee wasn't you after all.
What? Are you calling me a thief or something? I told you already that I'm doing this to save time and money. I'm a single mother that has to take care of 3 children, you know. The least you could do is give me your lunchbox.
But isn't that attitude what got you in the hospital in the first place? I think that one would normally notice if the contents of a lunchbox are 2 days old by how it smells and how it looks. Why did you eat it anyways? Did you seriously not notice it was rotten?
Well, it did kind of stink when I opened it. But I just assumed that your wife's cooking was actually bad, and that everything until now was frozen food.
So you thought up all that, but you didn't consider that it was rotten. That reminds me, I heard that you were fired, Stella.
How in the world did you know that?
There was an announcement in the company chat. I thought that you were only stealing my lunchboxes, but apparently you were stealing some of the company stuff as well.
Are you judging me or something? You don't know what it's like having to raise 3 children on your own. I need to save money in any way that I can.
Yes, I don't know what it's like, but I'm sure it's a lot of work. It doesn't mean that you can steal things, though.
Don't you feel any sort of pity for me? My husband suddenly divorced me and left me with his 3 children, and now I have to take care of them on my own.
That's unfortunate, but no, I don't pity you. Maybe if you hadn't stolen my lunchboxes several days in a row, I would have.
Huh? But I only did that precisely because I was so pitiful.
And I know that you're lying to me when you say that your husband suddenly divorced you and left you with his 3 children. I heard that you actually got divorced with your husband because you cheated on him. But not only that, but the father of your children wasn't him either. And so you aren't able to receive child support from him.
How the hell do you know that?
Your parents came to the office to apologize for your actions. They told everyone at the office about your past.
Seriously? My parents came to the office? Who do they think I am? A child?
Well, it does seem like you can't find something to eat on your own, so... Anyways, your parents gave me some money as an apology for you stealing the lunchbox my wife made me. So please, don't come near me ever again.
Hold on. What about the alimony and the hospitalization fees? The hospitalization fees cost 5,000 euros, and for the alimony, I'm going to make you pay 30,000 euros. You're going to pay for me and my 3 children's living expenses for the near future. I know. If you're not going to pay me the money, then take responsibility for your actions and marry me. It's a generous offer, right? All you have to do is divorce your current wife and marry me instead. And I'll forget about the alimony and hospitalization fees. All you'd have to do is provide for me and my 3 children.
Are you being serious right now? Why the hell do you think I would want to marry you?
It doesn't matter what you want. You have to pay for what you did to me by marrying me and providing for me and my children.
Absolutely not. Goodbye. I wonder what she was thinking when she told me to marry her. It seems my wife understood, though. My wife was next to me while me and Stella were having this conversation by text. And when Stella told me to marry her, my wife said, I was right all along. I asked her what she meant, and she said that Stella probably fell in love with me, and so stole the lunchboxes that Rena made for me because she viewed my wife as an enemy and rival. I unconsciously grimaced and said, ew, when she told me that. Stella, on the other hand, was forced to go home to her parents along with her 3 children. At a later date, the company asked her to pay for the damages she had caused stealing stuff. It was only 1 month since she had joined the company before she left, but as you can tell from the bill, 50,000 euros, Stella messed up real bad. It seems like she's now working from day to night every day. But since almost all of this goes to her payment of the alimony and damage costs, she has no money to spend on her own appearance. Apparently, she was seen going to work with clothes that looked like they were 30 years old one time.
Hey, Lydia. You know what tomorrow is, right? You mean how your fiancé is coming to visit for your parents' permission for the wedding? Yes, my fiancé Loretta will be coming to visit tomorrow. It's a kind of happiness that someone as lovely as you will never be able to achieve. You understand that, right? Does this mean that I should leave the house while he's here because I'm going to ruin your happiness? No! That's not what I meant, stupid. It's going to be a problem if you're not here when he comes. Oh, I see. You were always the kind of person who just couldn't get what others were trying to tell them. I'm sorry? What do you mean by that? So, you understand now, right? We're going to have problems if you're not here. Sorry, but I don't quite understand what you're trying to tell me. What do you want me to do when he comes? Huh? You really are an idiot, Lydia. Fine. I'll tell you, so listen up. You're my sister by law, but you're only my half-sister by blood, since we have different fathers, right? You're just some random kid that came along with Mom when our parents got married. You're only my half-sister, so that means you're basically just my servant. The only reason you get to live here is because Mom and Dad are kind. Treat my fiancé like your master like you do with me, alright? Your servant? I honestly don't know what I did to deserve this kind of treatment. Huh? What did you just say?
Oh, you think you don't deserve this, do you? People aren't born equal, Lydia. I was your master, and you were my servant ever since I was born. Don't you dare talk to me like that, or I'll make you sleep in the terrace again. So, do you understand now that your place in this house is that of a servant?
Yes, but I already told you several times that if I really am that much of a bother to you, I'll leave. And it doesn't really feel like you guys want me here anyways, so...
Huh? Do you even understand what you're saying right now? I just said that your place in this house was that of a servant. You can't leave unless we say you can leave, all right? Don't you realize that if you leave, then we won't have a servant anymore? You're the only one I can get to work for free. Don't you understand even that, you dumbass? If you understood your own position, you would never even think of saying anything like that. Jesus, are you mentally disabled or something?
Anyways, I should be at home when your fiancé comes tomorrow, right?
Yes. Oh, but once you give Loretta the snacks, return to the kitchen immediately, okay? He's coming here to greet my family, so it'll be a problem if you're there as well. You're a servant, right? So you need to act like one and do your best not to be a bother to us, because we're letting you live here. It would be unnatural if you were there while he was greeting my parents. Do I even need to tell you this?
Fine.
Hi, Loretto. You're on your way to our house, right? I'm so excited you're finally going to meet my parents.
Hello, Daria. I just got onto the train.
All right.
I'm excited too, but it still makes me really nervous knowing that I have to greet your parents and ask permission for our marriage once I get there. I'm 2 years younger than you, so they might think that I'd be unreliable as a husband or something.
It's all right. There's no need to get nervous. My mom and dad are sure to agree with our wedding. After all, you are an amazing guy who's also going to be the CEO of our company soon.
Yeah, but I'm really not as amazing as you think. I'm just a regular guy whose dad happens to be a CEO.
That's completely untrue. You're the smartest, kindest, handsomest person I know. Don't worry, they're going to love you. I already told them about you, and they said they can't wait to meet you. Oh, and one more thing. You see, there's this strange woman that lives in our house, and she's kind of our maid.
A strange woman?
Yeah, a maid or a servant of sorts.
A servant? What do you mean by strange, though?
Well, she's a bit socially awkward, you see. So don't mind if she does anything strange, alright? A lot of things happened in her childhood, and now we're letting her live with us. We make her do all the housework, you see, in exchange.
I get it. She's one of those living maids, then.
Yes, that's exactly what I had in mind. She'll probably go in the kitchen when she brings out the sweets and tea, but you don't need to bother yourself with her, alright?
Is that so? All right. Hello, Daria. Thanks for inviting me to your house today.
Yup, no problem, Loretto. I had a great time. Thanks for coming. Oh, and I told you that my mom and dad would agree to our wedding. They loved you.
Oh, yeah, I guess. They seemed especially interested in how my dad was a CEO and whether I would be a CEO too.
Don't mind them. They're just excited their daughter is going to marry such a promising young man as yourself. Alright, next we need to decide where we're going to have our wedding. When's the next time we can meet to discuss?
There's something I want to ask you first.
What is it?
That living maid of yours is named Lydia, right?
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's what my mom called her, I think. What about our servant, though? I told you not to bother yourself with her, didn't I? Did she do anything strange to you? Because if she did, I'll make sure to teach her a lesson, alright?
Huh? What do you mean by teach her a lesson? Never mind. That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You told me that she was your servant, right? But isn't she actually your sister?
Huh? How do you know that?
You see, one of my relatives once knew a person named Lydia.
Wow, what a coincidence. What did this relative of yours tell you exactly?
I heard from this relative that Lydia's mother got custody of her when her parents got divorced, but then her mother got married with another man 1 year later. A few years after that, a child, 10 years younger than Lydia, was born between the two of them.
I never knew Lydia had any such acquaintances. She's homeschooled, you see, and we don't let her out of the house that much.
So you really do treat her like a servant, huh? Anyways, this servant of yours seems to be about 10 years older than you. Not only that, but your mother's name is also the same name I heard from my relative. Also, she doesn't look like your father, while you do. All this points to the fact that this servant of yours is actually the same Lydia that my relative told me about. Tell me, why are you treating your own sister like your servant?
Hold on. I know it sounds bad if you think of it like that, but that woman is just a servant in our family, so I don't consider her as my own sister. There's no point in sympathizing with her. She doesn't have any connections to my father, the head of the family, which means that it's only natural that she's ostracized from the family like this. Which means that it's alright if you treat her like your servant as well, Loretto. Come on, there's no need to bother yourself over such a lowly being.
I see. So that's how you treat your half-sister, like your own servant. You disgust me, Daria.
What? I really don't understand why you're making such a big deal out of this, Loretto. It's just the way things are. People are born unequal, you know. She was meant to be my servant and I her master ever since I was born. I mean, it can't be helped, don't you think?
Fine. I've made my decision. I'm canceling the marriage.
What? Why?
Because I finally realized the kind of person that you really are, Daria. I can't believe it took me this long to notice. Probably the only reason you approached me in the first place was because you knew that I was the son of a CEO. Am I right? We need to meet sometime soon to make this marriage cancellation official.
Huh? What are you talking about, Loretto? I love you for who you are, not because your father is a CEO. Why don't we just calm down first and talk things through? Then you'll understand that you're getting mad over nothing.
To think that you don't see anything wrong with what you're doing to your sister. Honestly, you scare me just as much as you disgust me, Daria. We're getting divorced and I'm not going to change my mind anymore. We'll invite both our parents and also your sister to the meeting.
What the hell? Why are you suddenly canceling the marriage after I told you about our servant? I haven't even met your parents yet. I know, let me talk to them first. Surely they'll be able to talk some sense into you.
Owen, you'll get to talk to them soon enough, and I assure you, they're going to be just as mad as me, if not more. Sorry, but I just can't marry someone that treats her own sister like this.
What in the world are you talking about? What, you don't want us to have a servant or something? And how are you so sure that your parents are going to agree with you in the first place? You're the one who is being unreasonable here, not me.
You'll understand as soon as your parents meet my father. Well then, I'll contact you at a later date. I need some time to think right now.
Loretto? Are we seriously not going to get married anymore? That bitch must have said something to you, didn't she? That's it. I've had enough of her. Lydia, answer, you bitch. What sort of lies did you tell my fiancé?
Huh? What are you talking about?
My marriage just got cancelled because of you.
What?
What in the world did you do?
But I didn't do anything.
Fucking liar.
Daria? At least tell me what happened with you.
Shut up. You don't get to talk to me like that. You're just my servant. Just leave.
Huh? Are you sure? I thought that if I left, no one was going to do the housework anymore.
I don't care about that anymore. Leave our house by today. Leave. I never want to see you and your ugly face again.
Is this Lydia? Good evening. This is Daria's fiance who came to your house to visit today. Sorry for surprising you suddenly when I asked for your contact information. I had to approach you when Daria wasn't looking, so I didn't have the time to explain what I wanted to do at that time. Forgive me.
Oh, it's nothing. Sorry I wasn't able to introduce myself properly. So, was there something you wanted to tell me? You looked like you wanted to tell me something whenever our eyes met earlier.
Yes. You see, you look just like someone I know, which is how I found out who you were. But first, there's something I want to ask you just so we can be sure. Is your biological father's name Peppino? And is he from Naples?
Oh, yes, that's correct. How do you know that?
I see. So I guess there's no doubt to it now.
What exactly are you talking about, Loretto? Are you an acquaintance of my father's or something?
Well, I guess you can say that. You see, I'm your brother. Well, half-brother to be exact. We have different mothers, but the same father.
What? Really?
Yes. Come on, didn't you at least think I looked familiar? Well, now that I think about it, I don't blame you. It's been nearly 20 years since you saw your real dad, right?
Yes, my parents got divorced when I was in elementary school. That reminds me. I did hear from my mother a long time ago that my father got remarried. Was that?
Yes, the woman your father married was my mother.
Does this have something to do with why Daria was so mad at me?
So, she did get mad at you. I haven't told Daria about our relationship yet. It's just that when she told me how she treated you like her servant when you were her half-sister, I was disgusted at her and canceled our marriage.
You canceled the marriage over this? So that's why she was so mad.
Did Daria do something to you? That woman.
Yes, she told me to leave the house by today with great ferocity.
What? This is clearly my fault. I'm so sorry. I should have handled this better. I probably should have told her that I was going to cancel the marriage after I talked to you and somehow snuck you out of there.
Oh, no, it's fine actually. I was surprised when she suddenly told me to leave, but I had been wanting to leave myself for a long time. But I never could since I had nowhere else to go to. This was actually a good opportunity for me, since now I guess I have no choice.
But this must be very sudden for you, right? Do you have any plans on where to go? If not, you can come to our house instead.
No, I don't really have any plans, but...
I told our father about how they were treating you like a servant here, and he was just as disgusted as me and said he wanted to help. He really didn't know anything about it. He said that if he had known, he would have done something about it immediately. So let him help you.
Father, it wasn't his fault. You see, my mom completely cut ties with him and moved far away after the divorce, so there was no way for him to know.
Still, he wants to make up for it. I heard that when your parents got divorced, father was in the process of battling an illness, which is why he wasn't able to get custody of you. He says that this time, he's not just going to stand by and watch. My mother agrees to letting you live here as well, so don't worry.
Thank you. It means so much to me to finally have people that care about me.
What they did to you isn't normal, Lydia. You were probably brainwashed by them or something and made to think that it was natural for them to treat you like this. But it's not. What they did to you is disgusting and they deserve to go to hell for it. Anyways, can you come to S Station? Me and father will pick you up by car.
Yes. I think I have barely enough money to get to S Station.
What? Could it be the case that you don't have any money? Jesus, so that's why you found it so hard to leave their house until now. I'm not going to forgive your sister and parents for doing this to you. They're going to pay for what they did.
What are you going to do? And yeah, I don't have any money. It's embarrassing for me to tell you, but my stepfather manages my bank account, and he only gives me 50 euros of allowance each month. With the money I have right now, I thought I would only be able to sleep at an internet cafe for one night, but thankfully I was able to meet you.
Seriously? They were even taking your salary from you? You need to get out of there as quick as possible. Come to S Station quick.
Alright. Thank you again for your help. I think I'll take you up on your offer and live with you guys for the time being.
This can't be happening. Loretto was your half-brother all along?
Yes. It's a small world, I guess. I was so surprised when Loretto told me about it too. But I can't believe you never noticed the similarity between us, though. I mean, last week was the first time I met him, but you've been seeing both of us on a daily basis for quite some time now.
Shut up. You're nothing like Loretto. That's why I never noticed. And I still don't want to cancel the marriage.
Yeah, but wasn't it already made official at today's meeting between the 7 of us? It's not going to change anymore unless you somehow manage to convince Loretto to marry you again, which I seriously doubt.
This is all your fault, Lydia. I should have just made you stay in your room that day. To think that I had laid my hands on a rich man. You ruined it.
Oh, are you talking about how our father runs a company?
Yes. And I heard that Loretto was going to inherit his father's company. I wanted to become the wife of a CEO.
Come on, Daria. Think this through a bit more carefully. It wouldn't have mattered whether you made me stay in my room that day or not.
Huh? What do you mean it wouldn't have mattered? And since when did you talk to me like that?
I'm not your servant anymore, Daria. You guys made me think otherwise all this time, but I finally realized that what you people did to me all those years was cruelty. You know that Loretto's father is also my biological father already, right?
So what? Just because you're the daughter of a CEO doesn't mean you're better than me, alright?
I never said it did. I don't think he would have let his son marry someone who treated his own daughter like a servant. He would have found out eventually, and the marriage would sure have been cancelled. Not only that, but I heard that my biological parents got divorced because my mom cheated on Dad.
Mom cheated? But she said they got divorced because Dad cheated.
Looks like she lied to both of us. My father said that this other man she cheated on Dad with was your father, the man she married a year after divorce.
Huh?
Do you think that he would want to let his son marry the child born between these two?
What is that even? Why the hell is this happening? I don't deserve this. Hey, money. Now. Give me your salary.
You mean my bank account?
Yes. Dad tried to withdraw the money from your bank account as usual, but he said that he couldn't use the card anymore. This is your doing, isn't it?
Well, it is my doing. I got a new card made and changed the PIN, which means the one your dad has is no longer valid. And?
Huh? What do you mean, and? You've got a big attitude for a servant.
Sorry, but I'm not your servant anymore. Besides, I don't live there anymore, so I don't understand why you guys should be able to manage my bank account.
Yeah, but it's going to be a problem for us. Didn't you think of that? You really are stupid. I mean, I never knew that of the 5,000 euros we earned each month, that 3,200 was from your salary. What even is that? That's not the point.
Oh, your dad only makes 1,800 euros each month? I never knew. That explains a lot of things, I guess.
That's not the point. I'm telling you, we need the money back. Oh, and come back because we need you to do the housework. Ever since you quit being our servant, our house has become a disaster.
Why don't the 3 of you do the housework? You're the one that told me to leave, right? So you need to at least take responsibility for your own words, alright?
What's with the attitude again? You're just a servant.
Okay, I think I've had enough of this shit. Bye.
Wait, hold on. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. Why did it come to this? And to think I was set to become the wife of a CEO. But now we can't even get by because Dad only earns 1,800 euros a month. Please just give us some money, Lydia. We're your family, aren't we?
Hello, Lydia. Are you done unpacking your stuff?
Yup, I'm basically done, I guess. That reminds me. I told you about how I received a text from Daria telling me to give her money, right?
Yeah, why? Are you worried about them or something?
I mean, she is my half-sister after all.
You're too kind, Lydia. They treated you like a slave all these years, and you're seriously going to help them? Besides, it won't be good for Daria if you help her now. She needs to learn a lesson. Not just her, but her parents as well. I think it would be for your own good if you just cut ties completely with those people.
I understand. Alright, I've decided. From now on, I'm going to prioritize my happiness.
Yep, I think that's a great idea. Oh, I have an idea. We're going to have a barbecue party at our yard this Sunday, but Mom and Dad say they'd love it if you come as well.
Is it alright if I come, though?
Of course it's all right. We're family after all. You'll come, right?
Okay, I'll come. I'll look forward to it.
Nice. Dad says that he's going to buy some high-grade meat, so it's sure to be delicious.
Wow, thank you. I was moved by my new family's kindness, so I finally decided to become a new person. I now live in an apartment near Loretto and his parents' house. Sometimes they invite me over to have dinner or just to sleep at their place, and in general, we just get along really well. My old family that I cut ties with, on the other hand. My sister has never worked a day in her life despite being 29. My mother also hasn't worked in at least 30 years, since she's just a housewife. It seems that my stepfather as well has been ruled out of ever getting a promotion and is made to work minimum wage. Trying to do something about the situation, it seems that my sister tried to marry a rich man again and got involved with a celebrity. But apparently this new man was already married, and now not only are they barely making any money, they're now in debt because this new man's wife made Daria pay her an alimony. For some reason, she contacted me once more telling me to do something about our debt, but it was right before I was going to change phone numbers, so I just ignored her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.